Hey everybody, thanks for checking back. Today we're going to talk about the 5 common misconceptions about bipolar disorder, so stay tuned. So like I said, today we're going to talk about the 5 misconceptions about bipolar disorder. Now the first one is that there are only manic or depressive episodes within bipolar. And that's completely false because there are, if you remember from my old bipolar video, I talk about how people with bipolar 2 disorder never reach full-blown mania. Instead, they reach what we call hypomania, which is kind of a lower grade of mania, but it's a totally different state. It feels very different to the person, and it's just not mania. And other people don't fully reach depressive episodes. They'll just have a low-grade depression, if it goes on for a long time, we would call it dysthymia. And people can even, to make even more complicated and complex, people can even have mixed episodes, which is when a manic or hypomanic episode occurs at the same time as a depressive episode. And this, as you can imagine, can make us feel very uncomfortable, very frustrated and irritable because not only do we have a ton of energy and we have a lot of these grandiose thoughts and we're very excited, but we also feel really down at the same time and very bad about ourselves, and it can make us feel very agitated, having like 2 opposites happening at the same time. And to be truthful, it gives us an increased risk for suicide, so it's something as a clinician we have to look out for. The second common misconception about bipolar disorder is that bipolar 2 is a milder form of bipolar. Now, that's completely false because the thing about bipolar 2 disorder is that we don't reach full-blown mania and we stay in depressive episodes for much longer periods of time. We may reach a hypomania, but because many people don't reach the mania, they never go into the hospital. Oftentimes they go years without getting help. And because depression is such a prominent part of bipolar 2 disorder, the deepness of their depression goes on for years before they get any help and they reach out for help. And it can severely impair their functioning and their ability to go to work, to interact with their loved ones, and just their overall level of functioning. The third common misconception about bipolar disorder is that people who have mood swings during the day have bipolar. People will often say, oh, she's on it again. She's so bipolar. Mood swings are not bipolar disorder. If you remember in my video back in the day that I talked about bipolar disorder and how we diagnose it, in order to be diagnosed with bipolar disorder, whether it's 1 or 2, now in 1 we have to reach full-blown mania. That means that we have this grandiose sense of self, this extreme feeling of elation, and mania has to occur for at least 1 week, and those symptoms have to permeate each of those days almost completely, meaning there's no real breaks. We feel this way continuously for a week. And in order to be diagnosed with a major depressive episode, if we had bipolar 2, if we'd never reached mania and we had a depressive episode, in order to get that, we have to be in a depressive episode meeting at least 5 of the depressive criteria, and it has to last for at least 2 weeks. So you can see that someone's mood shifting during the day is definitely not bipolar disorder. Those are just mood swings. The fourth common misconception about bipolar disorder is that all bipolar patients have mania. And as you remember from my old video and what I talked about previously, that's not true because bipolar 2 patients never reach full-blown mania. They reach hypomania, a lower grade version of mania, and they spend a lot of their time, I'd almost venture to say a majority of their time, in depressive episodes. Therefore, not all bipolar patients have mania. The fifth common misconception about bipolar disorder is that those who've been diagnosed with bipolar are unreliable or can't function. Now, you and I both know that that is completely untrue. That's a false accusation. People who have mental illness are not hindered. We can overcome. If we get the help and the support that we need, we can do whatever we want. Just because we're diagnosed with bipolar disorder doesn't mean that we can't achieve great things. Many people who have bipolar disorder are doing wonderful things in our world. They are actors and actresses, business owners, they're artists, they're doing whatever they want. So don't think that having a diagnosis means that you can't do what you want. I just encourage each of you to reach out and get the support and the help that you need in order to function in your life and do whatever it is you dream to do, because we can all do what we dream, right? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put out videos 5 days a week, and each day is a different topic, and you never know what the questions are going to be, so you don't want to miss out. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, wherever you're looking for me, there I am. And as always, leave your comments below and feel free to share this, because the more we share, the more we break through the stigma together. And we have at least one manic episode, okay? So we at least experience mania once. That is bipolar 1. So this blue